Hey everyone, it's Anna, and I've been to the thrift store, so you know what that means. Cookbook haul! It's actually been a little while since I've gone to the thrift store. Probably since before Thanksgiving, really. The holidays kind of showed up, we did that cross-country trip, and then we just kind of hunkered down when we got back. I did get a few finds. Let's start with Better Homes and Gardens, of course. Got 4 BH&G. These are a little bit later, late 70s. I think there's maybe even an early 80s. But we have shortcut recipes. This is 1980. We have gourmet recipes made easy. This one is from Bargain Books. I love that the tag is still on here. Original price $1.95. This is also 1980. Soups and Stews. This one's 1978. Delicious soups and stews for every occasion with special adapt-it-yourself recipes for cream of vegetable soup, cold fruit soup, and stew and stock from on-hand ingredients. Bonus, sensible tips to help you take shortcuts, make substitutions, and serve soups with flair. And then we have the Fix It Fast cookbook. This is also 1979. Don't you just love this like action shot on the cover? It's like too fast. I gotta throw my vegetables in the soup pot. Always love to find a Better Homes and Gardens. This little volume was just so cute. And it is the Swiss Cookery book, but it's real cute. It's got this lovely border around the edge with flowers. This one is from 1964. Not a ton of pictures in here, a few little sketches here and there. I'm pretty interested in seeing what I can find. I'm sure that there's a lot of recipes in here that I have never tried. The format is not ingredient list here, recipe here. It's like, take some bacon fat, add this to it. So I think this is gonna be a real adventure in cooking when I finally do review this one. I bought a cookbook that is in French. I don't know why I did this, thinking maybe I could make my way through it or try a recipe or two in here, armed with my 3 years of high school French and 60-day Duolingo streak. Yeah, those things are no match for this. Some nice photos in here. Oh, I recognize this one. Okay, so this is gonna be like a no, wait a minute. This is a cabbage gratin right here. Can I recognize anything else in here? Eggs. This is something with eggs. There's an omelet with bacon and croutons. Are there any of my Canadian friends that could help me with the French in this? I think this was kind of an impulse purchase. I had to pick this one up. Chicken of the Sea Tempting Tuna Cookbook. The logo is real cute. I mean, she's just really cute. I don't know, does she have a name? This is from 1976. And there's really tuna in every recipe. There's a tuna pizza in here. It's literally just tuna on pizza. Tuna macaroni stuffed peppers. I could go for that. Kind of like a tuna casserole that has been like flipped on its head. Mix the tuna and the macaroni, and instead of dicing up the peppers to put in the casserole, they're inside the peppers. Very creative. Tuna with rice kebabs, but they're using canned tuna. How does this work? It says that you're supposed to break the canned tuna into large chunks. I feel like it would disintegrate. Probably not gonna try that one. Quick tuna paella. The mermaid wants your favorite tuna recipes, or else. This is just a lot of fun. I just couldn't resist this photo on the front and the fact that it was a tuna cookbook. So I think this one probably had a dust cover at one time. The Good Housekeeping cookbook. Got the binding right here. I think this is really beautiful on the front, right here, this like tea set. Beautiful lobster on the inside cover. I briefly flipped through this. There's not like a lot of pictures, but most of them are like really nice drawings. Oh no, I'm lying. I found a photograph. There's way more photos in here than I thought. Pork chops Italiano. Oh dear, look what I just flipped to. This recipe is called a man's barbecue chicken. They had to. They just had to. I know this is an early 60s cookbook. Let me check the date. 1963. A man's barbecue chicken makes sense for that time period. Makes me think that this is probably another one of those basic cookbooks that maybe new brides would get as a gift. Just about anyone. It's just nice to have one of those great big basic cookbooks that sort of covers a lot of ground. This is a chocolate cinnamon torte. This just seems like a classic. Happy to have it. Then we have the new kosher cookbook trilogy. I've actually been looking for a kosher cookbook, so I was very excited to have this, specifically like a more vintage kosher cookbook. I'm sure I could probably go on Amazon and buy just about any kosher cookbook I wanted, but I like to find them in the wild and I like it when they're a little bit older. So this one is from 1985, but I believe, yes, so the original cookbooks, and it is a compilation of 3 cookbooks. So there was the Chinese kosher cookbook, copyright 1963, the Italian kosher cookbook, copyright 1964, and then the French Kosher Cookbook, copyright 1964 as well. You don't have to be kosher to enjoy the international flavor of the 180 outstanding recipes now gathered together in one volume. The world of Jewish cooking, and indeed Chinese, Italian, and French cooking, has never been the same since each of these now much celebrated volumes appeared separately and are still very much available. Original, tradition-breaking, usefully amusing, delicious, all the recipes have been carefully tested, and they have been authenticated as kosher by Rabbi Norman Siegel. I really like this little picture on the front. I want to say that that's like maybe a Jewish grandmother or something, like talking to these two chefs. Just really, really cute drawings in this too. Do you have these individual volumes as like 3 separate books? I mean, have you seen this before? I would love to hear if you've tried any of the recipes or what you think of this cookbook. This is the drawing for the fowl chapter. I think this little, what I'm assuming is like a little grandma character or something. She's kind of a theme throughout the book here. She appears in a lot of the drawings. So this is the dessert chapter and she's there. Oh, I love this drawing. This is like maybe the best one. Look, she's on a bicycle with some baguette. The New York Times large type cookbook. To be honest, I didn't flip through this very much. I looked at the date and then kind of just snapped it up. Sometimes I do that. When I got it home and flipped through, I mean, they are not kidding about it being large type. I mean, check that out. That is some large type. I mean, I can definitely read that. Cute photos too. I don't know what the New York Times cookbook for this year looked like originally that wasn't large type, but this is from 1968. I think, again, this might be kind of a good basic kind of cookbook to have. Sorry, it's so bulky, it's hard to hold up. Party hamburgers with sauce. Stuffed mussels. I do like these little drawings. They're black and white and then kind of some shades of red and maybe like an orangey tan. I don't know what you would call that. I really enjoy those. Plus the recipes seem really manageable in that nice big type. Ooh, here we are. Jellied tongue loaf. I think that's gonna be for when I hit some sort of milestone in subscribers. Oh no! Wait, maybe this one is. Veal kidneys with celery. Talk about my nightmare recipe. So now I have some books I would like to share that some friends have sent me. First we have the General Foods Kitchens Cookbook and The New Joys of Jell-O. These were sent to me by my friend Tommy, and I really love them. So let's start with the General Foods Kitchens Cookbook. You're gonna lose your mind, just even right when you open the cover. Look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. So I joked that I'm gonna make this my birthday cake this year. Maybe I'll do it, we'll see. I feel like if I made a video of that, it would take forever. Look at this cute bunny with the Easter egg. The family milestones. So we have an engagement luncheon. Oh, look. Sue and Bob are engaged, those crazy kids. I knew they'd get together someday. Oh, I wanna make one of these so badly. It's a jewel toned cake. I think if I made this, I would probably use a few different flavors / colors of Jell-O. And then we have The New Joys of Jell-O. Super excited to get this. Recipe Archaeology actually made a recipe from here that was not good. I will link that because that video is one of my favorites that they've made. I think I have the old Joys of Jell-O. It's not called the old Joys of Jell-O. It's just called the Joys of Jell-O, and then this is like the new one. I love the cover. Those are so pretty. We don't do enough like Jell-O parfaits anymore. Does anybody remember Jell-O 1, 2, 3? It was kind of magical. You mixed it up with your hot water and like poured it into glasses and it would separate into layers. So there was like a little skinny top layer and then sort of like a medium-sized second layer and then your Jell-O at the bottom. This is from 1973 and it shows. I want to go to this party. Jell-O party. I'm sure the Jell-O party means something different now. I don't know. Strawberry yogurt whip. I like these little swirly twirly things that have extra little hints and tips in them. Nice, easy things to do with Jell-O. For some reason, Jell-O just makes me think springtime, so I might have to crack this one open come April and May. Thank you so much, Tommy. Tommy is great. He loves vintage cookbooks just as much as I do, maybe even a little bit more. And then finally, we have Praise the Cook, and it's a nice little spiral binding, and it is a Crisco cookbook. So this was generously gifted to me by Karen from In the Kitchen with Karen. We actually got to meet for lunch recently and that was super cool. It's always nice to meet with someone who's doing a similar thing to you. Like we're both in the food space. It's just nice to talk to someone else who's doing the same thing so they can kind of like understand. This book has amazing, amazing drawings. Very, very cute. And it came with some little bonus clippings that someone stuck in here. So I think they maybe cut it out for like the recipes on the back. But the other side of this, you can barely see it. I have this cookbook. So there's like a Campbell's advertisement and this little cookbook here called Cooking with Soup, I think. I do have that. Okay, yes. So it's this book. And you can kind of see, I know it's really small, but you can see, I think this must have been an advertisement with an order form so that you could order this cookbook. That's so cool. Oh, I have to show you these little kids. How sweet. I feel like I say this with every cookbook. This has some of the best illustrations. The colors, the kind of simplicity of the shapes. It's just like a very, very hard lines, very simple shapes. Look at this one. There's a little dog. I'm a real dog person, so I love any of these cookbooks that have drawings or pictures of dogs in them. It's so cute. I feel like it's almost always a dachshund. Dachshunds must be really fun to draw. Pies for all occasions. That concludes my current cookbook haul. Have you added any new cookbooks to your collection? I would love to hear about them, so please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red button below. I post content like this every single week. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.